Alrighty, dighty do. Let me drop the song. So that was Halloween 2, John Carpenter. So, hey Junior Coder, how's it going, brother? How you doing? So I have an interesting couple of news. Because I had a burnout last 2 days, so sorry I could not do much. I know it's I'm trying to make it a routine that I'm doing 5 days a week at least minimum. But when I push myself extra, I believe over the weekends, this happens, like the burnout happens, and so sorry about that. So, but now I'm back, right, ready to go. And I'm pretty happy. To couple of things I noticed. I took some advice from some people. They said one best advice I ever got, and I think this will go to if you ever want to enter business and stuff. Never leave your main bread, like no matter how big you become in other ones, right? Like for example, let's say if you are a rapper or if you are a musician, right? Your first big money came from music, and then let's say if you open gyms or other businesses, and those businesses are might be making you more money, but still stay closer to your first main business because that is the one funded. So that's what advice I got. Why I'm saying it, because I was getting with AI thing coming in, I was like moving more towards AI, Python, and all those learning, getting away from TryHackMe, which I felt, and that was my main audience, right? You guys started watching with TryHackMe, so I'm really focusing more on this. And I have a request, if it's okay for you guys. I created another channel called Lofi Learning, which has a stupid face of mine. This is my other channel. Here I go during the daytime or when I'm learning or looking at some videos, which is kind of different from here, in which I'm actually doing stuff. Let me pause. No more ads. So, which is, if you can, please give a follow so I can monetize this. And whatever I will be making from this, I'll be putting towards the giveaways, which is the second point I want you to bring out. The first giveaway is out. So, if you go to the channel and go into the giveaways one, 4 people have registered so far. In this, I will be giving whatever subscription you like, either try hack me or HD hack the box. So please let me know whichever you like. I will give you. Do participate by clicking this button, and you can look what is the Discord server link by doing this command. This will get you the link. Same for everyone on YouTube. Here you go. So yeah, that's what I have for you. And now, without further ado, let's get starting. But don't forget to give this follow. And yeah, that's all I have. So let's get started with severity 3, sensitive data exposure, which is a big one I have realized in the last couple of days. It doesn't look that big. It's kind of big, in my opinion. It's like very big. And that's what I want to focus on. Because like majority of the companies actually do lose a lot of reputation and stock money from this. Hopefully you guys are good. Like, give me a thumbs up if you are good and ready to go. I'll start my virtual box. Give me a thumbs up, chat. Give me a thumbs up. Or just anything, actually. Anything. So with that here, like this one I sent. Cool. So that's there. And let me make sure the chat for YouTube is also up. Yeah, it's up. All right. Okay, cool. So now let's start with my Kali here. Interestingly, I did over the last 2 days, I didn't stream, but I did some learning for Python and stuff. So I think my Python is good, more than enough for basic level. Thank you, boss. Thank you so much. Okay, let me clear this. And let me restart the VPN connection. Cool. So yeah, let's go over. Another thing I was thinking is once I have dual monitors, I will be like mostly doing everything in Kali. So we don't have to switch screens all the time, right? I'll close this guy. Come on. What's happening? Okay, here. I'll close this. Okay. So, sensitive data exposure, task 8. Let's start this machine. When a web app, is this good enough? This is good, right? Okay, cool. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Thank you. So, before I go, I forgot I didn't change my screen. But what I was talking about, Lofi Learning, that's the name of the channel on Twitch. I come during the daytime when I'm hanging out in Discord as well as learning something. So if you can just give a follow to this, if you can, it'll be very helpful. Because whatever money I make on this will go back to the giveaways I'll be doing. Just one of my ways to like give back to community more. So here's the link. And I'll just pin it. So yeah, now we are ready to go. For OWASP top 10. OWASP top 10, why I want to do this? Because this is your starting for bug bounty journey, right? This is important. This is how you will start your bug bounty looking at these vulnerabilities. We covered 1 and 2. Now we'll start with our severity 3, like how bad it is in those terms. So when a web app accidentally divulges sensitive data, we prefer, oh, thank you, boss. We prefer to refer to it as sensitive data exposure. This is often data directly linked to customer names, date of birth, financial information, etc. But could also be more technical information such as username and password. At more complex level, this often involves techniques such as man-in-the-middle attack, whereby the attacker would force user connection through a device which they control, then take advantage of weak encryption on any transmitted data to gain access to the intercepted information. So I'll give you a quick example. This has happened. This was, I think, the first biggest kind of sensitive data attack. It was more about API, but US Postal Service API sensitive data. Interesting thing here you will see. So it exposed, their API exposed 60 million users' data. 60 million users' data was explored, which led to a lot of issues and, of course, things like lawsuits and stuff, which a lot of people don't actually look at. One thing I want to show you, for example, if I go here in the inspect, you can see these APIs. If I just refresh all these APIs, I'll go to fetch because I care about those. A bunch of extra information can be displayed, let's say when you log in or do something interesting stuff, right? So these are the things hackers look at, which for a person who is just looking at the UI won't be much, but for a hacker, they will look through these APIs like me, and I'm going to 100% go over every single thing. Just saying. And it's very easy to go over these things because there are certain only like username will be called something with user or name, right? I can search for those terms. So those are important if the data is even encrypted in the first place, right? So these APIs can be hacked, or like when the communication your communication is hacked or transmission is hacked. So of course, many examples are much simpler, and vulnerabilities can be found in the web apps, which can be exploited without any advanced networking knowledge. Indeed, in some cases, the sensitive data can be found directly in the web server itself, like the one I showed you, right? And if you want, I can give you US Postal Service. Just type this thing. Here we go. Just look at this one. It's a very easy to exploit thing they found. Nothing much, but gives you an idea of how hacking happens and how big things can happen with simple things, simple, simple techniques. The web application in this box contains one such vulnerability. Deploy the machine, then read through the supporting material in the following tasks as the box boots up. So, okay, let's do that. Then read through your supporting material in the following tasks. So let's see our machine is up, right? So this is our machine, and we'll be doing this supporting material. Okay. Where is my Kali here? Am I able to log in? Probably. Yeah. So welcome to Sense and Sensitivity. I like that name. Boom. Another lawsuit. By the way, sorry for disturbing you, but if you don't mind, may I know what is the giveaway if you have? I mean, oh, so no problem. So if you look, actually, even in the Discord, I mentioned it. So, and I can show you quickly as well. Don't worry. So giveaways, try Hack Me or Hack the Box VIP subscription. What that means is, let's say a lot of channels here, like if I show you on Try Hack Me. So if you go to learn and practice challenges, right? Here there is subscription type, subscription only, right? A bunch of these channels like brains and all these are only available to people who have subscribed to them, which cost like I think $14. Yeah, this costs $14 and you can look at, okay, I want to go easy, all those, but it will be subscription. So this I will give you a 1 month of free subscription. Same thing with Hack the Box, which is similar to Try Hack Me. Here, $14 a month subscription where you will have like Pwn Box and so many retired machines and stuff like that. Whichever you like, same amount of value for me. That's the giveaway. Hopefully that clears. Awesome. That's actually Hack the Box is where I started my hacking journey. So hopefully that clears up, right? You good to go for that? Give me a thumbs up. So no problem, boy. Okay, let's go here. The most common way to store a large amount of data in a format that is easily accessible from any location at once is in a database. Yep. This is obviously perfect for something like a web application, as there may be many users interacting with the website at any one time. Database engines usually follow structured query language, SQL. Junior coder, you were asking like something to do, right? Like after C++. One thing that you can never go wrong with is SQL. Learn SQL. One of the best ways to do is W3 School SQL. It's a good skill to have because this is not going anywhere. W3 School and like SQL, they have really good stuff. So if you are interested, there you go. However, alternative formats such as NoSQL are rising in popularity. Firebase is a great one if you want to test NoSQL, but go with SQL first. In the production environment, it is common to see databases set up on dedicated servers running a database service such as MySQL or MariaDB or even Postgres, a very popular one. Postgres is, I think, more popular than a MySQL or MariaDB because Postgres specifically is the best when it comes to geographical database types. So that's why Postgres is very popular in so many ways. However, databases can also be stored as files. These databases are referred to as flat file databases. As they are stored on a single file on the computer, this is much easier than setting up a full database server, and so could potentially be seen in some smaller web applications. So basically, let's say a file sharing website you want to create, something like that. This type of database will be good, flat file databases, right? Accessing or even blogs like the website I have, WordPress. If I didn't use WordPress, which uses, I think, PHP MySQL, I would be using something like flat database. So I don't have to use much brain, just put a blog in and fire it up. Accessing a database server is out with the scope of today's task. So let's focus instead of flat file databases. Okay. As mentioned previously, flat file databases are stored as a file on the disk of a computer. Usually, this would not be a problem for a web app. But what happens if the database is stored underneath the root directory of the website? That is, most of the files that a user connecting to the website is able to access. So basically, what they are saying here, good. Whenever let's say you create a website, right? Even when you were doing hacking with me, right? You would have seen this specific thing. A lot of them are in the var www html directory, right? So this will be the root directory for our website. And all in this one, right? There can be so many things like the blogs, let's say blogs. Oh, I'll write it again. There can be blogs, images. But what they are saying, another thing they want to add here is usernames and their password or anything other sensitive data, right? That's what they mean. Hopefully that makes sense. So now let's read it again. Usually this would not be a problem. Like, okay, as mentioned previously, flat file databases are stored as a file on the disk of a computer. Usually this would not be a problem for a web app, but what happens if the database is stored underneath the root directory of the website? So this, let's say, is stored in the same directory, same level as these. That's a problem, because then I can just change the URL here, like this room one. I can change room and OWASP top 10 to something like, let's say, network and protocols. I will be able to go to that file, see that content of that, right? So one of the files that a user connecting to the website is able to access, well, we can download it and query it on our own machine with full access to everything in the database. This is sensitive data, data exposure indeed. This is a big hint for the challenge. So let's briefly cover some of the syntax we would use to query a flat file database. The most common and simplest format of flat file database is SQLite database. SQLite is something so fun, right? I want to share you an example. SQLite, it is available on your phones. You can just download it. One I really liked use of SQLite was, I think it was Candy Crush. Or majority of the apps, right? These use SQLite. That's why I'm telling you this, because I never paid for anything while playing. Have you ever played any of the games which you really liked and had, like, oh, you can only play or you can only die 3 times in 24 hours. You have lives, and every 1 hour lives come back, or one day you get 3 lives, right? Candy Crush has like 1 hour, every 1 hour you get a new life, or every 5 minutes, which was pretty stupid. And they were those microtransactions they wanted. So what I did was SQLite. Like, there are ways to you can look at the SQLite database in your phone, because it's an offline app, right? You don't have to connect to the database internet all the time. Go into the SQLite database, change how many lives you have. Boom, done. So just an example, what SQLite is and how it is available. Why it is light is you don't need much, because it's a flat file database. These can be interacted with in most programming languages and have a dedicated client for querying them on command line. The client is called SQLite 3 and is installed by default on Kali. Okay, awesome. Let's suppose we have successfully managed to download a database. So ls-l file okay, example database, SQLite 3 database. Okay, so file is the command to see what a particular thing is made up of, a particular file. We can see that there is SQLite database in the current folder. To access it, we go SQLite in the database file. And then we have basically SQL commands or database administrative commands. From here, we can see the tables in the database by using the tables command or dot tables command, right? So I don't want to just read through it. I want to see the data inside. So I have New Zealand, right? What do they have? Assets, images, mail to sensitive data, XYZ. I want something better because I want to see that database instead of just them showing me. Okay, nothing here, I believe, for now. And this is where you in Firefox you can do the API thing. Okay, one sec. Network. Sorry, it wasn't the network. Nothing. Okay, never mind. That's fine. Let's go back. So at this point, we can dump all the data from the table, but we won't necessarily know what each column means unless we look at the table information. First, let's use pragma table info customer. So pragma is a command, like so many commands are there in your programming languages like print and all those. Pragma is a similar one for databases. I think this is only available in MySQL or available all of them. To see the table information, then we'll see select star from customer. So basically table info, we did dot tables, customer was given. We do pragma to get the information of all the type of what's it called columns we have. So we have customer ID, customer name, credit card, and password. Great. And then we get all the data by using select star, select everything from customers to dump the information from the table. So this will give me all the passwords and everything. We can see from the table information that there are 4 columns: customer ID, customer name, credit card, and password. You may notice that this matches up with the results. Take the first row. Here, this is the first row. Joy Paulson. This is the credit card information and the password. Password might be hashed, I believe. Excuse me. We have the customer ID 0, basically the first customer. The customer name Joy, credit card this, and the password hash. In the next task, we'll look at cracking this hash. Read and understand the material for SQLite. Done deal. I wish we were able to hack. So in the previous task, we saw how to query in SQLite database for sensitive data. We found a collection of password hashes, one for each user. In this task, we will briefly cover how to crack these. And this is important. Should I say something illegal or not? So for information, right? You should not go to a place called dark web, which you should not be able to access. You should not download anything called Onion browser on your system, which helps you connect to the dark web websites. There you will because there you can find a lot of database dumps from hacks like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. Every company on the world had almost had those at one point. There, all the passwords you see are hashed, and then when you download those dump, you have to crack those. That's just saying. So when it comes to hash cracking, Kali comes pre-installed with various tools like Hashcat. If you know how to use these, then feel free to do so. However, they are outweighed with the scope of this material. Instead, we'll use something called online tool TrackStation, which is a much better one because you don't want to use your own resources, right? If you don't have to use your own brain, somebody else has already done something for you. Why do you? Especially like, for example, you don't have to write your own programming language just to learn programming, right? There are ways. Some people do it just for the fun of creating it, but you don't have to. So the website is extremely good at cracking weak password hashes, and this already contains like I think millions, couple millions of like Um, Cracking station lookup tables. So it has 19 GB worth of entries already. So you don't have to do it, right? For more complicated hashes, we would need more sophisticated tools. However, all of the crack table password hashes used in today's challenge are weak MD5 hashes, an algorithm, which CrackStation should be able to handle very nicely. Indeed, when we navigate to the website, we are met with the following interface. So see password hash right here. Download the word list we have, which is interesting, but you can see these are the things that support, and we are using a weak MD5, so it's okay. And it has like SHA 512, SHA 256, which still a lot of companies use. I don't know why. And some even RSA. Does it have the RSA? No, maybe not. So just information if you guys want to know more. Let's try pasting the password hash for Joy Paulson, which we found in previous task. So we have this hash. We solve the captcha and then click crack password. So here, crack it. We have MD5, the password result is password here. And it gives you the algorithm too, which is pretty awesome. We see that a hash has successfully broken and the user's password was password how secure sarcasm. It's worth noting that Workstation works using a massive word list. If the password is not the word list, then CrackStation will not be able to break the hash. So basically, wordless is saying like it's a one-to-one query, right? It's able to like what it is doing in the background. It has this 19 GB, $19 billion entries. So it says, hey, in the table, look this value, give me what is the type of the algorithm, and that's what's happening. It's not technically cracking. The challenge is guided. So if a crack station fails to break the hash in today's box, you can assume the hash has been successfully designed to not be crackable. So that's good to go. Let me grab water. Hopefully you are learning. Have you used this crack station? It's a really great website. And if you go to some of the challenges, it's very helpful on TryHackMe. Really good website. Okay, let's close this. So, sensitive data exposure. It's now time to put what you have learned into practice. That's great. Okay, answer the questions below. Have a look around the web app. The developer has left themselves a note indicating that there is sensitive data in a specific directory. What is the name of the directory? Trying to get some hacking done. Let's see if we can hack all the things together. Navigate to the directory you found in the question one. What five standouts, right? What supporting material to access the sensitive data? Use supporting material. What is the password hash of the admin user? Track the hash, password, and the flag. Okay. So let's do all things together in one go. So let's see. Does the guy say sensitive somewhere? Directory. Welcome. Okay. Queries the future, blah, blah, blah. Files to no, peaceful, accepting, okay. Footer. I want to go to login. Let's see, maybe login has something. Must remember to do something better with the database that store it in assets. Here we go. Assets. Now, let's go here. Webapp.db, right? So that's our stuff. Let's go. We already got this here. And it opens in SQLite because of Kali automatically. Let's see if I can increase the font. File, view, noise, edit, no. Preferences. Journal font size. Yeah. Okay, everything here increased, not here. Okay, which is, I think it's okay. Okay, so let's see here. Users, we have user ID. There are two databases here, right? Or two tables in the database. First is session. Second is actually our users. Now we are going to look into users because that's our main one. Right click, browse table. Okay, let's browse the table. We have three user IDs. Admin is the one we are looking for, and their password is hash. So we just copy it. And we'll go to crack station easily, right? Why to use our brain? Or why to go through so many commands? After completing 3 to 6, if you want, we can go over some hash cat and stuff to crash the hashes. So now we found this, right? This is what the hash MD5 again, QWERTY key password. So this, if you don't know, in your keyword, in your keyboard, the first line is this QWERTY, and that's how the word QWERTY for phones came out. They had these QWERTY things. QWERTY, and if we go to the admin panel now or login, username admin. Up, I have to type the password. My bad. Let's go. So this is our flag. Let's go. Boom. Not that hard of a challenge, but good information for us, right? I have to carry this. Copy. Okay, web app.db assets. Good to go. Let's go, baby. Hopefully, you guys learned something interesting stuff, and let's submit this. So, we completed our severity 3 of sensitive data exposure. Let's go over the XML external entity. XML, I believe, was started by Microsoft because they wanted, and when JSON became prominent of how to share data with APIs, they hated it, and they just like they hated when Google Chrome and other things were taking away their market share from Internet Explorer. They tried to do the same with XXE, but failed miserably and had to accept. And that's why Satya Nadella, the current CEO, is considered very good because he wasn't like Steve, which was before him in these cases. Just some political stuff, I guess. Severity 4, XML1, XML external entity. And I think it's very important because a lot of technologies still use this. So an XML external entity attack is a vulnerability that abuses features of a XML parser data. So whatever you make, right, it gets parsed. Like JSON, there is a parser for JSON, right? Goes over, basically. So if it often allows an attacker to interact with any backend or external systems that application itself can access and can allow the attacker to read the file on that system. They can also cause denial of service attacks or could use XXE to perform server-side request forgery, including web applications to make requests to other applications. XXE may even enable port scanning and lead to remote code execution. So basically, it can create this vulnerability can create so many more issues, can create a whole kill chain of attacks. So because this way it can it can get in, some attacker can get into the file system, create DDoS attacks, SSRF, and anything remote RCE and all those stuff. There are two types of XXE attacks: inbound and out of bound, which is OOBXE. In an inbound attack, this is the one in which the attacker can receive an immediate response from XXE payload. So basically, let's say I'm trying to attack a website with the XXE payload or doing that attack. Immediately from the web server, I will get a response whether whether, let's say, if I was doing load evil.js file on your server, and the server responded, could not access this, or this file is not available, 404 not found, or it ran successfully. Anything which I can get an immediate response. That's what it's talking about. In out of bound, it's basically, as you can guess, it's blind XXE. No immediate response from the web application attacker has to reflect the output of their XCC payload to some other file on or their own server. So basically, let's say if I create a evil.js file and I'm keeping a track of, and if it is a blind XXE attack, right, I will keep a log on my HTTP server that any website trying to download this, note me their IP address, right? Let them download it, but give me their IP address. That's how these blind XXE attacks happen. One of the ways. This challenge is for subscriber only material. Happy hacking. So, junior coder, this is what I was talking about, right? So now, if let's say if you win the challenge or this giveaway from my server, you will be able to access this. Let me quickly go here. Deploy the machine attached to the task. So let's do that. I am a subscriber. What? It should say premium here. Yeah, I'm a premium subscriber, man. Let me have that. Okay, great. Oh, because I have to terminate this. Never mind. My apologies. Now I can start it. I was like, I paid for it. What the hell is going on? Cool. So, severity 4. Before we move on to learn about XXE exploitation, we'll have to understand XML properly. What is XML? Extensive markup language. Just like HTML is hypertext markup language, XML is similar type. Is a markup language that defines a set of rules for encoding document in a format that is both human readable and machine readable. It is a markup language used for storing and transporting data. Basically, it is like API. APIs are used to send data back and forth from your web app to your server, backend server, and vice versa. Same thing here, XML do the same job, and it was before APIs or JSON technology. Why we use XML? XML is a platform independent and programming language independent, right? Thus, it can be used on any system and supports the technology change when that happens. So basically, for example, let's say it's like HTML, right? Platform independent, programming language independent. You don't have to worry if you're running it on Mac, Windows, or some. It works everywhere, or which web browser you're using. The data stored and transported using XML can be changed at any point in time without affecting the data presentation. XML allows validation using DTD and schema. This validation ensures that XML document is free from any syntax error. XML simplifies data sharing between various systems because it's platform independent nature. XML data doesn't require any conversation when transferred between different systems. Okay, using and that's now I just remember there is a software called RQ. I think RQ Geo GIS. So this one also uses XML for its system. I remember using it because I did change some of the XML APIs to the database for the university I was working on. Every XML document mostly starts with what is known as XML prologue. Just like basically HTML, right? XML version and encoding. Above the line is called XML prologue, and it specifies the XML version and encoding used in the XML document. This line is not compulsory to use, but is considered a good practice to put that line in all your XML documents just to tell which version of XML it is and what type of encoding. Every XML document must contain a root element. For example, mail. And so basically data is being sent from our web application to, let's say, Outlook's backend, where we are saying, hey, mail to this from this person about in the text. In the above example, the mail is the root element of the document. To, from, subject, text are the children elements, just like HTML. If the XML document doesn't have any root element, when it then it would be considered wrong or invalid XML doc. And this is where your XML, like what's this called, DTD and schema, will create errors and won't let you won't process this. Another thing to remember is that XML is case sensitive language. Okay, if a tag starts with 2, then it has to end with 2 and not by something like T with a capital or uppercase. Notice the capitalization of T. Like HTML, we can use attributes in XML too. The syntax of having attributes is also similar to HTML. For example, text category, message, you need to learn XXE. Hell no. Oh wait, XXE, yes, not XML. In the above example, category is the attribute name and message is the attribute value. So basically, category, attribute name, value of it. So for example, in HTML, right, when you have, there are so many attributes. Let's say if I'm doing a simple text one, or let's say paragraph, right, I can have basically attribute as style, and value of those could be, it should be blue. It should be 14 pixels. And yada, yada, yada. That's what it's talking about. Full format XML, extensive markup language, or extensible markup language. Is it compulsory to have an XML program? No. Can you validate XML documents using against schema? Yes. How can we specify XML version and encoding? XML prolog. Pretty easy stuff, right? Nothing much in this case. Now, hopefully, we will have something. DTD looks fun now. This is awful. Before we move to on to start learning about XXE, we'll have to understand what is DTD in XML. DTD stands for Document Type Definition. A DTD, before we go, okay, no ad coming, that's good. DTD stands for Document Type Definition. A DTD defines the structure and the legal elements and attributes of a XML document. So basically, like the root directory, it should all be covered within one root directory, can have children's and all those, that's the structure. And the legal elements, right? So basically mail to, you can't have like to be or from to be, something like those. And their attributes, again, like same idea. Let us try to understand this with the help of an example. Say we have a file named note.dtd with the following content: doc type, note, element, note, to, from, heading, body, and then element, PC data, PC, element, from. So basically element first is basically the first main root element, which will have children's, to, from, heading, data, or sorry, body. Next one will be about data. To, basically element 2 is data, element from, it's data, element heading is data, element body, it's data. And they all will be as root directory of element note. Now, if you can see, makes sense, right? Now we can use this DTD to validate the information for some XML document and make sure that the XML file conforms to the rules of the DTD. Below is an example of note.dtd. So note element, remember? So here's our XML document encoding prolong, right? doc type node system node.ddd, so telling it to use node.ddd file or schema or DTD, right? Whatever. Note to from note will have elements to from heading and body. It has those elements. To will have data, from will have data, heading will have data, body will have data. That's all. So now let's understand how the DTD validates the XML. Hopefully you guys understood it, right? Give me a thumbs up if you did, and if not, let me know. I can explain something with other examples. So now let's understand how the DTD validates the XML. Here's what all those terms used in the node.ddd means, right? And feel free to like put in anything, right, which you are happy with, like if you're happy with, or if you want me to focus on one particular thing. So with that being said, let's go here. So first is doc type node defines a root element of the document named note. So this one, our root element will be note. Then the element note itself defines the note element must contain the elements to from heading body. Then to basically data defines the from element of the data, basically data inside it. Heading will have data inside, body will have data. Note PC data means parsable character data, basically in the UTF-8 format, which can be parsed, those characters on your keyboard. How do you define a new element? Doc type. This, if you are, okay. No? Oh, new element. How do you define root? The here is doc type. How do you find a new entity? I think that's what VC data is. New entity. Let's see. Element entity. This way. To the element. Define a new entity. What is the answer according to you guys? What do you think? New entity. What should be the new entity here? Element I can think of, that's all. Doc type? I thought PC data. No. Doc type, element. So this is the entity, right? I'm confused, kind of. Like maybe you guys can help. How do you find a new entity? Legal elements. Understand the DTD. Doc type note this way. Huh. I'm actually confused here. This defines data. This defines basically element, like root element, proper integer. Entity. New entity. Okay. Huh. Interesting. They didn't talk about it. Hey, we are hackers. We figured it out. Too awesome. Let me drink some water. So next is XML. This is good. This is good. There will be writing some payload. This is what real hacking will be now. Now we'll see some XXE payload and see how they are working. The first payload we'll see is very simple. If you have read the previous task properly, then we'll understand this payload very easily. Here, so replace will be the root one. It will have name and then user info, first name, last name, user info. Okay. As you can see that we are defining an entity called name and assigning it value feast. Later, we'll be using this entity in our code. Okay. So we define the root element will be replaced. Inside there is an entity feast, and feast looks like this, I guess. We can also use XXE to read some file from the system by defining an entity and having it use the system keyword. So root file read system this password and root. Okay. So whatever it read, right? Read basically in the system, whatever is there, it goes inside this read, and I think read is then printed out. Here, again, we are defining an entity with the name read, but the difference is that we are setting it setting it value to system and path to the file. If we use this payload, then a website vulnerable to XXE normally would display the content etc password. So if we didn't define system, for when a website vulnerable to XXE would display the content of the file. Oh, it will define the content. In similar manner, we can use this kind of payload to read from files, but a lot of times you can fail to read files in this manner, or the reason of for failure could be the file you are trying to read. So try the payload mentioned in the description on the website. Okay, so let's do that. So we have our website here. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Remember to for anyone who is new here, right? Welcome. That's all. And remember to just go give a follow if possible. This way, all the monetization from that channel will come to giveaways. And don't forget to go for the giveaway is on right now. So let's go back to our hacking. Let's go. This should be. Oh, that didn't got copied properly. Here, copy, yeah. Let's close this guy. Okay, XXE payload, right? So we have our payload button, and let's try to create by ourselves. Doc type replace, or first we have to, let's try reading that. Doc type root, right? And then we have element read system file. This is file, and then root directory etc passwd, and then we have root ampersand read and semi slash read. Okay, let's copy this because we probably will have to use it. Yo, it worked in the first go. Let me paste it for you guys if you are interested. But this is like if you are a front-end developer like me, I work for a very big company, so I write a lot of front-end code. So it's kind of easy to memorize. Just in case, like if you're like, hey, I could not memorize, trust me, I do this every day. I've been doing that for the last 3 years, so I can memorize these. So we have a bunch of things. Let's put this in a proper way. Come on, give me a new tab. No. Okay. So let's read. We have root, daemon. Let's go. Daemon. We have bin, not interested. System, not interested. Saying games. All these are not so interesting. Let's go from down. We have Falcon. Falcon is an interesting one for us. Not sure much about pollinate. Falcon is a big one. SSD, all these probably not, but Falcon is our main guy here. So that's what we might have to target in future. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we tried the payload, worked, and just making sure this is how they did it too. Entity, read, system, and the file. Yeah. Did exactly the same. I just didn't use the quotes. That's the only difference. And then I forgot one closing bracket because of the doc type. So one thing I missed, couple of things. So these two, one this and the quotes. This is fine. It worked for us. Now let's see some payloads in action. The payload that I will be using is the one we saw in the previous task. Let's see how the website would look if we try to use the payload for displaying name. So, okay. Doc type replace, blah, blah, blah. And they are using basically Burp Suite to understand what exactly is going on. If you want, I can show you that as well. But not needed much, honestly, for this. I can do that. Start burp. Okay, proxy, intercept on. Here, with the web browser, I'll say burp. Start going. Now, basically the payload they wrote was doc type. Basically, how should we replace? And no, that one used actually. So important thing to note. This is replace example. So they're just trying to get the username, right? If we use the payload for displaying name. Okay. First name, last name example. The one we had, what was that about that? First name, last name. Okay, so it's basically Falcon and reading the last name of Falcon, which we got from this. Okay, so we'll create our own payload first. Then if there is mistake, we'll do it. So replace, here we will go Falcon. Element, feast. How did the feast wrote? I know the rest, some part of it. We have, first we have username or first name, username or first name. I think it was first name. Was it first name or last username? First name. Let's see quickly. User info replaced name feast. Okay, entity name feast. Okay, let's copy this. Then there is first name and user info, first name and stuff. Okay. So it creates an entity name feast. And then in the feast, it has defined user info and stuff. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. It's 12 p.m. So sorry about that. Okay, so now if you see here, this is how the decoded version in the burp suite looks like. And this is what we did, right? Dash slash n basically is the new line. So we have entity name feast, user info, first name, last name. Okay. So let's forward this. Let's see what we get for response. Falcon feast. Okay. So that's interesting. And what we typed here was basically the name. First name is Falcon. What is the last name? And whatever the name is read is given that value. Okay. I guess. A feast is basically name is feast. Name value is feast here. So last name is given to it, not I think it replaces the name user info. First name is given Falcon. Last name is basically given feast. That's what it's doing. Okay. So we have now on the left side, we can see the burp suite request that was sent with the URL encoded payload on the right side. We can see the payload was able to successfully display name Falcon Feast here, if you see, right? Now, let's try to read the etc password file. So we read it has Falcon. I believe that's what it meant, right? It's basically say this not displaying that part. That's fine. Try to display your own name using any payload. So let's say my payload would be similar. Dog type. Anyone here wants me to type their name? Shout out, free shout out. I don't know if it is free or paid, but I just free shout out. So root, maybe. And then I will say entity, name, insert hacker, and then close this. Dang, close this. Now I will, let's say, oh, don't need two of these here. So I think I will just put like my username, right? And sorry, I will increase the face. Sorry, I forgot. It would be very small for you guys. So, and name slash name. And this will work because this is technically one element. It is the root elements itself too. So let's see if this works. No, that didn't work. Huh. Okay. Okay, here's the value. Decoded value is this. Okay. Maybe I have to go user info. And knock type replace entity. What am I doing wrong? Any idea? Okay, entity name feast. Okay, let's see. I don't get it. What am I doing wrong? Maybe it has to be available. If it doesn't work, that's fine too. I'll disable the proxy for now. Yeah, resend. Just disable. Oh, ad started. Okay. They're on bridge. Okay, let's see if which. That is so good. Oh, say big. There are something here. Ah. Oh, and 5 followers away from 90. That's awesome. Big stuff. What is this? Gift us up. I don't have money, bro. I'm the one who wants money. Don't have much money. Let me know when you guys are back, please. Till then, if you have any questions, let me know that too. Let's see how many participants are there. Oh, we got 5 participants so far. That's awesome. My man Junior Coda is here. Master the King Hacker, Hyperion is here. Cambi and me are here. That's awesome. Okay. Cool, cool. So ad should be done. It's done for some. I can see here. Should be good now. Okay. Believing ad is good, right? Ad is gone. Let's go back to this. So as you can see, defining entity called name, assigning it value feast. Later we are using that entity in our code, right? So we can go to our system. We pause the proxy. We pause the intercept. We're letting everything go forward. Nothing is coming up in this case. So we can look why it is nothing is coming up because by looking at this, probably if it is a blind or what. So we'll go here, user info, home, request, response. Okay. Maybe what's this done here? Okay, replace. Oh, okay. Maybe replace is the keyword here. Okay, if I do replace, will it work? No, it's all good. I think at least we got the main point across. So we'll look at this later. For now, like we know these two things work, right? To try to display your own name using the payload, okay. See if you can read the file we read. Using any payload, okay. What is the name of the user in etc? So we saw it was Falcon. Where is Falcon's SSH key located? Okay, we saved it. It's in home Falcon. Huh. SSH key located in home Falcon. Paste. Maybe that's what it wanted. No. Okay. SSH key located. Oh, so probably what we have to do is now start using and getting the information out. What are the first 18 characters of Falcon key? Okay, so what we have to do is we have to get information here. Now we have to do is file read from the system. So doc type root and element read system file :// home/Falcon, and thing, close this guy, close this, and then we have root. Oh, I think I found the issue with the previous one. Read. Oh, I think I found the issue with the previous one. Previous one too. So here, read system file. Nope. What it could be? Doc type, float element, read file system. Maybe replace. So if I copy, no, that won't work. User info. It is maybe expecting this format. So I have first name, last name. So first name, Falcon. And it has this schema too. Yeah. Shit, I should have saved that. My bad for using this word. Sorry. Yeah, resend it. Request. What was the request? Here we go. Request copied. And I can remove all this. There's no need for these ones. So here we have replaced all this information. Let's copy this and get going here. Doc type. Element. Home Falcon. There was this chair. Yay. Okay, so let's just see how is it similar to the other one. It just goes up and down, not lengthwise. Hey, I know it should be in Falcon SSH home Falcon .ssh. That's like the common one. Entity name feast. Okay, first name and last name. But when we did the DTD with create file, or like made this. Oh, maybe we have to put the prolong too. Maybe prolong too. Yeah. Let's see. Nope, nothing here. Okay, let's try to think. It was entity, read and stuff. No. So entity read file home/Falcon. Okay, close this doc type user info. Oh, N should be capital. because it's case sensitive. But like case sensitive, the elements are case sensitive. Are these values too? Hey, it did work now. So it's looking for file name, like first name, last name in this format itself. Didn't read anything from this one because file name, this is wrong. This will work. This should work. Okay, maybe nothing is there. Thing that worked was this. If not file, what should be anything else to read? Because if I do etc password, it will work. This works easily, right? Falcon is here. Bin bash. Home Falcon. Bin bash. Wait, hold up. Is that the answer though? Bin bash? No, it should not be here. What? How to read this, right? User info system file Falcon slash FFH. No, just came back with Falcon. He's not reading anything, that's for sure. That's the thing. Right? So it's not reading anything. That's why. So I have to replace file with something. So XML system read directory. Not able to read XML file in directory. XML read contents of a directory. Path to directory. XML system entity, yeah. We have XML entity, my entity value. We have external system. This, did I put the system wrong or read system? Yeah, that's good. Here, file protocol. Okay. System. Okay, the declaration of external entity uses system keyword must specify URL for which. Okay. Custom ones are these. External ones are these. Okay. System password, product ID, stock check. Okay, whatever. That is just giving passwords. SSRF attack system. Parse. Perform an X include attack. You need to go interface, X include interface, blah, blah, blah. So, perplexity. Can I get a I am in a CDF challenge. I want to know how to get list of all files in a directory using XXP. I am able. Okay, let's see. System file, root content, XXE. You can use the following payload. Okay. Uh, oh, maybe then I have to do an extra dash at the end. That might be the way. So extra dash. Still giving Falcon back. I don't want Falcon back. So if it is not here, let's say etc password. Cancel this. Okay. Let's say first I'll start reading with etc, not even password. Nope, nothing working. Name. Hello. Okay. Hello is coming back, nothing else. XML version, GTFA. Okay, I'll be taking out these headphones and my head is hurting. Any idea how I can read the directory content? List of directories. Uh, hey, encoding, entity, file, path to directory, root, XXE. So let's try this one. Hardly doubt this will work, but let's try. Yeah. Path to directory, let's see, etc. Nope, not working. So let's say not food, but replace XXE. I have user info first name. Hello slash first name last name. User info. Let's see. Nope. I have to think in a different format, a different way. No. No. It is not able to get me. I don't want to sign in, man. Let's just refresh maybe. Yeah. What will be a way? Like what according to you can you think we can do, man? What am I if am I doing wrong or is it just I apologize for confusion period, you write directly content not typically possible in most system. Instead of trying to read, you can attempt to read specific files you suggest might exist using wrapper protocol. Entity FTP. Maybe we can set up a FTP protocol. That would be crazy good, but we should not do that. So we know SSH keys. Where are SSH keys stored? Oh, keygen is one word, right? So let's say if I'm getting value, I'll go home Falcon flash dot SSH keygen. Well, I know this is where it is stored. No. That's where people store things, or like it's by default it's stored there, right? Okay. Dot SSH key. Oh, okay. Okay, that's not how it will be. Okay. So let's see. Contact. Let's look around the website then a bit. Maybe we might find something. Fizz nav bar. Nothing here. So we have user info. Oh, this is my stuff. Okay. And then we have contact. Oh, this goes everything to proxy. Contact doesn't do anything. It's just this. What we should do, man? I can get contents of a file or something. Slash it is a password. Uh, okay, so let's go over this. Answers should be here. Try to display your name using payload. You can read this. What is the name of the user in this? So Falcon. What is the Falcon's SSH? Where is Falcon's SSH key located? How to find where a user ID RSA. That's our file name then. This is the file because this is a default thing. That's where everybody goes. So ID. And this is where I just have to get this value. This will work. Begin RSA, blah, blah, blah. This is a full-fledged key. Oh, can I see where it has gone? Oh, the key, I think these are the first. This will include the first 40 words or 18 characters. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Cool. So this worked for us. Now we'll go with broken authentication and IDOR. Those are good ones. And then security misconfiguration. Okay, cool. This is getting too late though. This one went a bit more late than what I thought initially would be. And it's 12:30 now. Crazy. How much do we have then? I'm at 53. That's crazy. Okay, let's do last XML one first. Now let's see some payloads in action. What else is left? Oh, this one is left. Now, broken authentication. So let me terminate this file first. Okay, so we're good from this side. Hopefully you guys understood what I did. So basically with SSH, right? Things are basically stored in this directories. These are some of the common directories. Things are stored. So if you ever use SSH, even on my computer, this will be available. If I use SSH, which everybody does, I guess, depending on what it is. Drink water. So now let's go in broken access control. This is a good one. This is what you want to do and what you see in Hollywood all the time, broken access control. Websites have pages that are protected from regular visitors. For example, only the website's admin user should be able to access a page to change other users like an admin panel. If a website visitor is able to access the protected pages that they are not authorized to view, the access control are broken. So basically, there is access control list as well, which is called whitelist and blacklist. But now, because of the whole racism and like the things that were happened in 2020, I don't know, Black Lives Matter thing, like they want to remove the black list and whitelist. Panda, what's up? Yeah, what's up? So we are working on broken access control, which is basically what we see in Hollywood. A regular visitor will being able to access protected pages can lead to following, right? Being able to view sensitive information, like the admin panel might give extra information. Talking about racism, I'm not talking about racism. I'm talking about basically that so websites have some pages, right? No, I'm not talking about racism on a hacking page. No, no. So what I'm saying, right? It's crazy you brought it that way up. But what I'm saying, right? Let's say you have a website. There are certain pages which anybody is able to do, right? LOLs, yeah, of course. But there are certain pages which people are able to go. Like, let's say on Facebook, you should be able to go to the user page, right? But you should not be able to go to, let's say, Facebook's admin page, right? Difference between these two is because it was earlier called, this was called blacklist and this was called whitelist. Whitelist is anybody is able to access. Blacklist is basically hidden from other people. That's how things were. Now, because of the Black Lives Matter, people are becoming sensitive about these things, right? Makes sense. Everybody have the way to do whatever they want. So this, which earlier used to be blacklist, is now being called deny list, that people should not be allowed. This, which was used to be called whitelist, should be now is called allow list. That's what I was talking about. So remember, here, blacklist is now deny list, and whitelist is now, I think, allow list. Yeah. And something called ACL as well, access control list, basically. So those are the things for you to, if you want to understand. Same for the YouTube too. Here you guys go. Then there is another interesting thing that happened to GitHub, because GitHub, and I think a lot of Git repositories, right? Git is how you store data. GitHub master branch issue. So earlier, basically the first branch, the main branch everywhere was used to be called master branch, because there is concepts called master slave concepts in computer science. But now, because master was again going back to 2020, um, GitHub problem, GitHub pushes to master branch, not to main, and the two can't be merged. A lot of people, including one of the companies I work for, went through a horrible time because GitHub was like, oh, now all those things, all the master will be changed to main. A big issue that happened, and a lot of people had issues with it. So there's something, if you are going in tech, right, you can talk about these things in interviews. Say, yeah, I'm update. I did this about this, and like I'm aware of these issues, so I can bring a good brand value to the company. So these are the things, interesting things that have happened over some time, because that's why if you go on GitHub and you start a company, start a repo, you don't get the default branch as master branch, you get it as main branch because of the Black Lives Matter thing and stuff. I was a big issue for so many companies, right? Including my company I work for, so many issues, because it's not just this. Morning. Morning, Dr. Heat. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Oh, by the way, remember, don't forget to go on the giveaway. Giveaway is on the Discord. And whoever is new here, right, remember, you can join the Discord. Giveaway is on. Please join. It'll be really awesome. And I'm trying to get more giveaways down. I started this channel. I think I have it here. I posted that I started, where I'm hanging out during the day, doing coding and like just playing lofi songs or doing anything learning. The reason I created this, because I want to make sure this one is more about building things or hacking things, this channel. The other one is just me talking, and whatever money I generate from that channel will be put towards these giveaways, basically. This one. So if you can, please give a follow. Will be very helpful. I can monetize faster and do more giveaways. But don't forget, giveaway on my Discord. Do it, please. I would love if you guys participate in it. Here is the channel. So 5 people have started. Do it. Okay. Thank you. And if we reach 8 people, I'll do basically two winners instead of one. How about that? So now let's go back to broken authentication, the severity number 5 in OWASP top 10. Websites have pages that are protected from regular visitors. We talked about this, sorry. A regular visitor being able to access protected web pages can lead to following: being able to access sensitive information, right? Let's say going to admin panel, some stats pages and stuff, accessing unauthorized functionalities. Admin panel is a great one because you should not be able to access those. OWASPs have listed a few attack scenarios demonstrating access control weakness. Scenario 1, the application uses unverified data in a SQL call. That is accessing account information. So basically, let's see, PSTM set string 1 request get parameter account results execute the query. So basically get the information account in this. Okay. So unverified data SQL call, getting account information. An attacker simply modifies the ACCT parameter in the browser to send whatever account number, basically instead of 1 or here in the get parameter account, right? Whatever account number they want. If not properly verified, the attacker can access any user's account information. So example.com app account information account equal not account. Thank you for the heads up on the giveaway. No worries. Thank you so much for joining, because you guys are able to help me. This is a dream, right? Like cybersecurity, able to do these, teach people, because I didn't get the same kind of mentorship, but I want to create a better world by doing this free education. So thank you. for being part of this. And hopefully I can do more. Scenario 2. An attacker simply force browsers to target URLs. Admin rights are required for accessing the admin page. So get app info, admin get app info. Awesome. So basically changing, this is what we do with our nmap, right? Or also especially we do this with our burp suite by creating sitemap. If an unauthorized user can access entire page, it's a flaw, right? If a non-admin can access the admin page, it's a flaw. Reference to scenarios, okay. Threat events, exploitability 2, technical 2, okay. Broken access control. Oh, this is here. It's the examples are here. That's good. So we read this, right? To put simply, broken access control allow attackers to bypass authorization, which can allow them to view sensitive data or perform tasks as if they were a privileged user. It's super interesting. We are talking about this right now because next, I think it's Next.js, right? Next.js vulnerability. So this came out 2 weeks ago. Sorry, 2 days ago. This vulnerability, Next.js vulnerability. I don't know how much you guys do it, right? This vulnerability that was super high level vulnerability did exactly, there was broken authentication thing, authorization bypass. What it did, right? Somebody found in the code that when you are doing request response, right? I can show you right now, which is not the best, but like, okay, I'll just show you what exactly how things work, right? Or let me show you through this. Cool. So if you go, right, this is the website we were hacking, right? Most importantly, look at the request here. We have post, home, HTTP1, right? This is the HTTP method. This is the page and stuff. Can I increase now? Okay. Hopefully you guys can see it, right? So what this Next.js vulnerability, why it was such a big one, right? In Next.js, very simply to explain, yeah, the Next.js is pretty big deal. I suspect not everyone running it will patch in time. Oh yeah, 100% boss, 100%, 100%. And for people who don't know, right, how things work in simply is like you are a user, you make a request, right? Request RQ. Like you make a request, let's say anything to like a simple, how to say, a simple request to a website, right? They will, for example, let's say Medium, right? Medium is a good example. You go to Medium's, first they will look at Medium's paywall, paywall, which is basically that, hey, are you a paid user? If yes, they allow it, right? The request is forwarded to the content. But if it is not, it's blocked, right? If you are not able to, otherwise it's blocked. So what this Next.js vulnerability was that if you, in this, for example, if you are using Burp Suite and you put the middleware name in this request, right? Let's say if I go to, can I go to intercept and just start this quickly? Yeah, so recent request. So here, right now, let's say if I'm able to just add the middleware name, which is easy to find because everything is conventional, right? I put the name, whatever the name was, let's say censored hacker middleware. If I just put this information, that paywall, right, we can be bypassed and we are able to get the content. Imagine so many websites, right? This won't even matter because Next.js would directly go here. I don't know why in first place it was there. Maybe for testing they did it and forgot to change. But that's what the whole thing is, right? Bypass, and that's what it says. authorization bypass in Next.js middleware. So if you change the header, put the middleware name, done deal. I read a lot. I just spend so much time on these things. I love it. But yeah, so sorry. Let's go in here. So yeah, we read it. We complete it. Whoops. Whoopoo. Answer is there. Whoops. Okay. So let's look at severity 6, broken access control IDOR challenge, which is good. IDOR is also a very important one. Retrieve my document, which number is 1000. You got this. Retrieve my document, which number is 1000. Retrieve the document, which number is 1001. Okay, so here what it's saying, right, is my document. So basically, let's say I have 1000 files in a system. It is saying, hey, retrieve the document number, which is at 1000. Okay, got it. Now I go to Microsoft. Let's say if I'm using OneDrive, right? Retrieve my document, which has the name financial assets. So it will give me my documents. Now I go to OneDrive and say, give me the document which names financial assets. It can retrieve me somebody else's information. So that's what it means here. Okay, starting machine. IDOR. Insecure direct object reference is the attack exploiting a misconfiguration in the way user input is handled to access resources you wouldn't ordinarily be able to access. IDOR is a type of access control vulnerability. For example, let's say you are logging into our bank account, and after correctly authenticating ourselves, we get taken to a URL like example.com bank account number 1234. Okay, I can already see the problem here. Can you guys guess what is the problem with this? What is exactly the problem? It'll be nice. Guess the problem in this. I would love to hear. We get the personal info. Like the account number? No, actually. You are on the right track though. You are on the right track. Because like we logged into our account number, we already know the account number 1234. So the problem is we are going to go to the page, right, which says account number 1234. Let's say my account number is 1234, right? Yes, Panda, yes. I can change the account number here to 123456, and I will go to somebody else's account information page with the account number 123456. That's the answer. You're right. So on that page, yeah, exactly, 1098, whatever it is, right? So that's exactly the problem because I can change the value. So on that page, we can see all important bank details, and a user would do whatever they needed to do and move along. Yeah, that's correct. Yep, exactly. So basically what will happen is instead of 1234, you can put 123456, and I will be able to go to that user. So it's not, and I should be blocked basically. So for YouTube as well. And I will be able to see someone's information and do XYZ stuff. And that's how it is. On that page, we will be able to see our bank account details, and a user would do whatever they needed to do and move along their way, thinking nothing is wrong, right? So that's the interesting thing, because so many websites you visit, you don't even notice, right? I recall McDonald's had a big security issue like this. It was discovered and patched a while back. Prior to the patch, it would be possible to view all orders for everyone in your area, redirect or cancel the orders, and even change prices of orders to pay something like, whoa, really? Woo! Yo, I wish I found this. IDOR attack and growth threat. Oh, here it is. Exploiting McDonald's. Oh, see, my cursor is actually French fries. APIs to hijack deliveries and order food for a penny. News coverage. Okay, key points: availability in order number, right? Menu item, 1 rupee. They were able to put menu items for 1 rupee, ability to steal, hijack, retrieve the data, and blah blah. That's interesting. Oh wow. Yo, we need to see this. We need to see this before I sign off today. Uh, But here you guys, here you have it. Mr. Heat mentioned it out, right? This is actually like, you might not see it, but it's actually a thing. McDonald's. Oh, some of the worst API security I've ever seen. Oh, that's my low level. He's a good guy. That's cool. So let's, oh, here it is. Framework of piggy bank fees. Oh no, never mind. Is this the one? Sir, can you help me find that video? I would love to find whoever is the original author. Oh, I can probably see the name. TechCrunch. So if you see right here too, I can just change the values and I can go to other blog, some other blog. So a major McDonald's availability, blah, blah, blah. Eon. Okay, here we go. So we know who the person is, so we can go look at that. Traceable AI researcher. Hold on, let me look into that. Saw it a while back. It was very good read. Oh, wow, nice. Senior security researcher. Yeah. Okay, traceable AI. This is the by this company itself who this guy was working for. So I believe this is the one, right?
What's this graph that's up?
Hacking 101, Dr. Fee. Hey, that's cool. Yes, 100%, sir. 100%. You do watch this, okay? Let's go here.
Exploiting McDonald's API.
Oh, by low level, yeah. So low level, I don't think he founded though. He gave the course because low level is another great streamer. I love his content. He's a great person to look
Guys, to hijack deliveries and order food for a penny. API flaws in the.
So let's look at this video. Let's pin this and we'll look at this video. But this is a great video. Low level is fantastic. I've already subscribed to it, so you guys can see. That's good though. He didn't find it, but he went over it in depth. Oh, nice. That's good. Low level is actually like one of those streamers, and he's a great one. If you follow him, it's a great resource because I also go for him and stuff. No, yes, actually. We'll be completing Severity 5. Let's complete this challenge and probably I will go because my throat is almost gone from talking. Okay. And good part is we don't have, let me make sure we don't get any. Yeah, we are not getting anything. Any ads. I want to make sure there's no ads because let's go over this thing. Okay. So in this is, however, a potential huge problem here. An hacker may be able to change the account number parameter to something like 1235, and if the site is incorrectly configured, then he would have access to someone else's bank information. Sorry, not sorry for the side tracking. Oh no, 100%. I love this. This is why I love streaming because we learn so much, right? Together we are able to learn. So thank you so much. No need to say sorry. Thank you rather. So read and understood either. We were able to understand, right? I just get confused because insecure direct object reference. So insecure, like we are able to access it without any security mechanism. Directly by like 1235 and stuff, right? Deploy the machine and go to this, log into the username root or noot test 1234. Okay, so our website is here. Copy this, copy link address. And if you're available, anyone here, right? If you guys are ever available, I'm mostly hanging out in Discord. You guys can find me. I'm just playing lofi songs while working, so feel free. Oh, this didn't get copied properly, so copy. Here we go. Okay, user and pass. Note test 1234. I think that's the one. I am Note. So you see note ph.php note 1. Let's go to note 2. No, nothing. Oh, hell. I'll go. Sorry, I'm using the hell word. Sorry. So let's go here. So we went to the server. Forward this. It should be fine. Note 1. Now let's send this to interpreter. I think repeater maybe. Yeah. Oh, not repeater. Sorry. Intruder. So intruder will change note value, but let's see what it wants from us. Did I feel like that? Look for other user notes. What is the flag value? So yeah, basically we have to change this. I'm adding instead of 1, I'm just saying that, and simple list. There was one way to do it. Numbers, payload count 1, from 1 to let's say 20. Step 1, right? Let's start our attack. So 1 gave us 187, length is 190. We are looking for others with 190, which is 0 gave us 190. So let's say we are looking for length, remember that in this case. So that was so let's look at this. Response, I am Noot. If we didn't get here, but we did get response received something big. Okay, it's fine. Status quo. So what we'll do, we'll make our tag even bigger. Let's say we'll go to 50. Should be big enough. Request number 1, 2, 3. Okay. That's the good part about learning about Burp Suite. I was like very much into learning Burp Suite before doing OWASP and all these. Helps a lot. Let's see, and we can use sorting here. Let's see. I'm interested in this. Let's come on. Give me something. Come on. How you're liking this content though, like in terms of, is there anything you feel like I can improve as a streamer, or like in terms of preparing for the stream? Anything you guys feel like I can improve at? Nothing here so far. I thought it should be there. We are almost done with our attack. Still haven't found anything. That's crazy. Okay. Deploy the machine, go to the login page, note password this. What are the other user nodes? The URL contains 1. I wonder what happens if you change the parameter value. You might be able to access other users' node. Yeah, I changed it. Interesting, right? Like it should. I should be able to see at least something. I love your streams. Everything looks professional. Lightning, audio. You are. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, oh, thank you. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That makes my day. Thank you. Yeah, it's really like thank you so much for saying that. I really appreciate it. That these things make my day. Yesterday I got like 2 comments on my blogs where people said it's really good. Thank you so much for putting this blog out for JavaScript. I did. I was so happy to see that. I was just like, I just love it. But this code is not working, which is interesting. 27,175. I did that. What am I doing wrong, boss? Is there anything I can do? Note 1. Goes to Burp Suite, I believe. But thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Forward all. I am Note. Note number changes. Huh. In Intruder, we are changing the note number, right? We are seeing our attack value here. We are seeing this is note 4, all this 50. What do you think should be the highest number then we should put? And good part is I can just skip till from the 51. From 50, go to like maybe 100. Let's just go 1,000. 100 is good. I want to go over 0 as well. I want to see what 0 gives me. And then maybe try something else than number in case they don't validate input properly. Other than numbers, you think? Because I believe, okay. Because I was thinking like, in the hint, right? It said note, it says like in the query, it says note 1. I wonder what happens if I change the parameter value. Okay. Can we change parameter value? Okay, I see. It doesn't have to be number. You're right. What could be the ways then? One thing is, let me just forward all these though. Oh, it was 0. Flag 543. We had in the first game. Okay. Wait, the reason I was actually was wrong, but that's a good call because it never mentioned about numbers. So I think that's a good call. But like I was thinking the reason I went for numbers, because I'm thinking TryHackMe is like a website where you practice the skill, not like finding these. But I think I should have tried, like my think should have gone that way. So that's a good call. Okay. Severity misconfiguration. Okay, let's do this one tomorrow. Sorry. Let's do this one tomorrow. It's like 1 a.m. for me. I have meetings tomorrow morning. But let's go over this one. Oh, this is 27 minutes. Okay. Never mind. Let's go over this later, I guess. But thank you. Sorry, I could not go over this. I'm just too tired. I've been up since like 8 in the morning. But yeah, what else I had? Couple of things I had to bring up. No, I think yeah, this was it. So I have done OWASP, right? And please join the Discord giveaway. Let me know if there is any feedbacks you have for me. Also, let me know like after, because this is I'm going to go over task 6. And this is a good time. You guys think like if I start at around 11 and go to like 1 for 2 hours, I think it works for me. But if you think this is a good time, early, a bit late, let me know because then I will change my sleeping schedule. But tomorrow we'll go over security misconfiguration, a big thing. I've seen a couple of places this has happened. The US Postal Service, it was a API security misconfiguration. Oh, there is an ad going on. Oh, Can I remove that? No. Oh, oh, so basically, if you can hear me, I am a full-time. I can drop my LinkedIn if you want. This is my LinkedIn. So if anybody on YouTube wants, there is my LinkedIn. uh, that caught me off guard. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, my actually specialty is React. Damn, too many. Oh, okay, we are back, right? We are back. We are back. We are back. Okay, first let me snooze this. No more ads. No more ads. No more ads. Oh, nice. React is a great resource. React is a great resource. If you want any questions for me, feel free to ask. And if you want, I can give some pointers towards React. But best way to learn, first thing, ask him once he's done React, learn Redux. And if he's a student, right? And this is for goes for everyone here. Two things I always loved using as a student. GitHub has this thing, GitHub Student Pack. So if he's in a university or school, right, and if he has an email, he can register for GitHub Student Developers Pack. I can give you that. Oh, I don't know much about React. Found out a while back. Front end, not for me. Oh, I see. Yeah. Front end is a hard thing. Front end is a hard thing. But I will tell you this. With this, right, like front end is interesting because it's kind of sometimes like very like from last 2 days I was like so frustrated with front end because like things were breaking and I could not tell why. Had to go debug in Google Chrome. But for anyone here who is a student or have a university or school email, go to the student developer pack, right? And a good benefit here, one of my favorite ones I used, is called front end masters. This website, you get free 6 months of courses, right? Best place to learn front end development. Best place to learn front end development. I learned from here. Trust me. Like in my university, didn't learn anything much from front end. I learned from here. People here, the teachers are from Microsoft's project management. You might know Primeval, right? He's a Twitch streamer too. Top G guy. So Primegan, he is a great developer. He's also has some of his courses on front end masters. So if you are a student, go with this. And if you are not a student, I have something for you as well. And this is what I'm using right now. Visual Studio Dev, right? This is again a free one. Here you can create account, right? And you can get Pluralsight as well as LinkedIn Learning for free for a month. I should not show here because it might reveal some of the keys, but this is how I'm able to access like Pluralsight when I'm learning about AI. This is what I used for basically a free month of subscription I redeemed from here. And it's all free, so it's great. GitHub Education is an amazing resource. Anyone able to take advantage of it should do so. So many free membership credits for cloud. Yes, 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 yes. 100%. I used it so much, and like, if you are a student, use those clouds because one big thing I learned during my last semester was cloud. Worth it, totally worth it. Used it in all the time during my interviews, so it was an amazing thing. So everybody should do these, right? And yeah, and for anyone who is looking for job or looking into going into job market, I'm working on a blog on my website. This week should be up. It's technically right now and it's not up because I'm working towards it. But how to make your resume to a FANG level 1, because I did had my resume selected for AWS, IBM, Fortinet. So I figured out by reading a lot how to do those. But yeah, that's I guess all from my side, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know if there is anything you want me to cover. I'll be trying to cover 6, severity 6. 7, cross-site scripting is a beautiful one. Cross-site scripting is so beautiful. 6, 7, and 8, I believe. Oh, 8 is pretty big. Yeah, we'll cover 8. Let's see how much we can cover 8. Hopefully, we will be able to cover 8 tomorrow. So 6, 7, 8. That's my goal. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I guess that's all. And please go over Lofi Learning on Twitch if you like. Give a follow. That's all. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Dr. Heat. Thank you, Junior Coder. Thank you, Panda, and everyone who joined, right? It means a lot. Have a great end of the week. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And you too. Have a great end of the week. Have a great Friday. TGIF, and a great weekend. I'll be available on Discord if you have any questions, anyone, and might even start working on my project Soup, which was about agentic AI and diffusion models. So that's all. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you tomorrow and stay awesome. That's what I learned from PewDiePie. Stay awesome. Bye. Yeah. Have a good one.